so beautiful. Amazing. Yeah. Did you think I was talking to you personally?
Oh, yeah, I did.
What kind of questions do you have? We have one right over here from Beth.
In the book, and from what I've heard, that when you erase something, then it's gone forever from everyone. I would like to know that when the hospital was, those patients were cleared and cleansed, and it was even closed down, does that mean the program is gone from the guys that are here in the prisons too? I mean, was there a clearing from them as well that they were released, and does that mean the program won't ever come back, those crimes that those guys committed?
That's a wonderful question. That's a question that I asked Dr. Hulen when I was interviewing him and I was doing the research for the book Zero Limits, and I'll call him up to add to that in a second. But what I was told is there are so many programs that this is like, as you clean them, it is like taking a straw out of a big stack of hay or a bale of hay. And so you've taken one out, and you might have taken another one out, but there are more there. And this is the thing that I have found depressing, which I am cleaning on, that there is an unimaginable amount of it. That we are carrying so many of these weeds, so many of these programs, so many of these beliefs, so many of this data, that in his mind goes all the way back to when we were amoeba, or space dust, that we had it then, we've carried it through, so it's all accumulated within us. And as you clean, you can take enough out to see a difference in a person that might have been in a mentally ill hospital, but that doesn't mean that it's been completely cleaned from the planet. Not yet. There's still more cleaning to do. Narissa and I saw a show one day on epigenetics, and I watched the whole show and missed what she got out of it. And what she got out of it was totally brilliant. At the end of it, she said, that whole program was describing the science of zero limits. And I thought, I got to watch that again, because I missed it. And we did watch more. We did discuss it some more. And what it was pointing out is that about DNA. They're saying with epigenetics that there are markers in your DNA that have come from generations past. So something, if your great-great-grandmother, grandfather, someplace like this, starved, that there's a marker in their DNA that has gone through their system and has ended up in your system. And it will show up in some different ways. In some ways it may be positive and you have a stronger body. In some places it may be negative and you have a weaker body. But the point is that this is just an example of a program that you have no awareness of, that you have inherited. I've studied a lot of different of the muscle builders, the weight loss people, the bodybuilders, and one of them, Dave Draper. He's in his 60s now. He has been fit his entire life. He was in the movies in the 50s. He was this blonde, I forget what they called him, the blonde bomber is what they call him. And Dave Draper's still around, but he just recently had a heart attack, and he had to have heart surgery. Now, this is a man who has worked out, who has ate right, who has been fit. He is still fit now, even though he had to go through surgery. When he came out, the doctors explained to him that you didn't do anything that caused this. You inherited it. And I thought that was so significant, that it's actually like the programs that are in us. Now, I think it was it Barry that saw Robin fall? It was you. And he felt a little bit of guilt about that, because when he came up, he told me about it. There was a big pool of blood. He was one of the people that was there on the scene to take care of stuff. And he felt responsibility. And he actually even asked me, he says, was I responsible for that? And what I heard what he was asking was, am I guilty for causing that? Am I to blame for that? And this is not about guilt or blame. Guilt and blame are actually programs. This is about 100% responsibility. It doesn't mean that you look within and go, why? Why did I do that to her? It means, I have more cleaning to do. And you just keep cleaning. So when it comes to these mentally ill patients and so forth, as I understand it, and I do want to hear what he has to say because he was there. I'm just telling you from a journalistic kind of investigator's point of view, what I've learned is that there are more programs to clean. But enough had been cleaned in those particular people that they were pronounced healthy and they could leave.
I don't have any comment.
He has no comment.
Is that the same as the sins of the parents will visit the heads of the children?
Wow, she says, is that the same as the sins of the parent will visit the heads of the children?
No, it means that you are responsible to clean it up. So no. See, you're going genetic. No, you're looking away from yourself, and it's never going to get cleaned up unless you look only at yourself. Only. There's nothing out there. One of the things I learned from Morna a long time ago, no matter what came up, she would say, "Look at yourself. Look at yourself." Now you're trying to fuss around with information. You're not gonna get the information. You're only gonna get the information out of inspiration. You're going to get stuck in that stuff. And that's the only reason I'm here, saying you can unstuck. But if you're trying to figure out how, now at Hawaii State Hospital, only divinity knows. I just did my cleaning. So divinity decides which gets cleaned up. But I know one thing. The cleaning I did there will go on that land forever and ever until it's all finished up. Forever and ever. So anytime my friend Joe, where's Joe? Joe or I or you do any cleaning, once you start it, it will go on forever and ever until it's done. But if you're fussing around trying to figure it out, it's not going to go. So every time my friend Joanne there, who works with folks who have difficulty, do you have folks who have difficulty, people don't, like immigrants who don't have, illegals. So now she works with people like illegals who cannot find jobs, but her job is not to get jobs for them. Her job is to clean, and the divinity will provide. But if she's stuck in the stuff like, for example, why would somebody from Mexico want to come all the way up to Hillsboro, Oregon? What is that urge in them that would cause them to do that? That would cause them to lose their family. Thousands of children die every year trying to cross. But why does a person want to go to Hillsboro, Oregon? What do you suppose that might be so? Yeah, because there's something in him that says, this is where I'm going to find freedom. Something that pushes him, and he has no idea. So once he finds there, he finds everything is perfect for him. But you see, in our great country, because we don't know any about it, because we need to be 100%, we put borders up. And I tell you something that you won't hear anyplace. If we don't let the countries below our border come, economically, in 20 years, we'll go down the tube. When I have to go to England with $3,000 and find out it's only worth $1,500, it's crazy. Nobody wants our money. Yeah, so now I give the class in Cork, Ireland. So I get a thank you note from a very good friend of mine. He and I got to be good friends. Old man from Scotland. He says, "Thank you for the class and the 60% discount." Yeah. But people have something in them which moves them to go to certain parts of the world because it's part of their journey. But if we put walls up, and the worst walls is to put up walls in our thoughts. Then, but better just, I know people want answers, but there are no answers. There's only zero. Because this is the address of God. Yeah. This is not the address of God. That's not. This is data called chaos. And this data goes against the divinity. It's hatred for the divinity. Absolute hatred. Yeah. Yes. I'm trying to be as blunt as with you because I know some of you are going to leave. I want to make sure you go dong. Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to add something to the story of the illegals. Ihaleakala always, if I come to him with anything, he always says, I know what he's going to say, clean, period. And so I did one day because I had been carrying this sadness about the illegal situation for years and years. And he made that, I started to clean on it, and I was so lifted because, and he made another comment about something about them going home, maybe about them going home. And as I was cleaning, sure enough, in the next few days, we're all driving somewhere to do something, and they started talking about going home. They want to go home.
Going home to Chile, going home to Mexico, going home. Because now they're done. Why are they done? Because she had to do her cleaning. Now they can go home.
Yeah, before cleaning, I was collecting immigrants from all over. I have like 20 here, 20 there, whatever. And I'm busy as a beaver trying to call everybody, come on, you know, it's going to be great. And they're excellent getting jobs. And until I clean, I never heard them start to have conversations about, you know, how they're planning to go back, to go home, to their home. Of course they want to do that. And it's just, in him telling that story, I remembered that, of course, yes, that's what's been happening.
So I tell you what, how wonderful my relationship is with my friend Joanne. Usually I'm on the road and things happen in the house that need to be taken care of. So I don't have to do that anymore. I just call Joanne, and I tell you, there was a fellow who put in a new deck. I mean, redwood. It was so beautiful. Now I'm stepping on my deck, and redwood is a cleaning process. That's what the Indians use. So what the Indians used to do to redwood is they're mentally walking the tree, whoom, up they would go into the sky. They make that connection. So as I was walking on the deck, I mean, she was willing to clean, I was willing to clean. I got the right deck. I got a redwood deck. Yeah. And this guy was incredible. I got to meet his family, you know. He brought his family. His mother-in-law, so I got to do more cleaning.
The funniest thing is, I call this group my B team, which means for us just be, because I am shocked that I'm even doing it. So you know, by cleaning, I mean, I used to be a tennis and golf coach, and all of a sudden I have this other career pop up, and I'm just doing this whole immigration thing, and I just find it hilarious that, why am I doing this? I have no clue. It's there, I'm working away, and I feel so sorry for Ihaleakala, because somehow, I don't plan it, but every time we're even near his house, he's seeing all of the B team, their families, whatever. It looks like a church service, and we didn't plan it. They're lined up outside his door.
Have you ever been around people who only speak Spanish? They come really close to you.
And I just crack up because he's so kind. He doesn't, you know, he's just like he was expecting them. And it was like,
so anything else that you can ask me or my friend? I'll call.